Thanks to our sponsor, OneDayDecisions.com, the fastest way to settle and to get paid without court, collections, or credit damage. That's OneDayDecisions.com.
Question 1. What is your name?
Elina Furman.
Question 2. What is the name of your business?
Kahlmi.
Okay, question 3. Describe your business in 1 or 2 sentences. Just tell us what you do.
My business is a baby wellness product and brand that is featuring the first handheld baby massager that I invented.
Good. Question 4. What's your revenue model? How do you make your money?
I am right now direct-to-consumer. I'm going to have a nice mix of wholesale and subscription-based business as well once I release my skincare collection.
Okay. Question 5. Are you brick and mortar, online, or both?
Right now, direct-to-consumer online.
Does that mean that you plan on doing brick and mortar?
I plan on staying direct-to-consumer, yes.
Oh, okay, so not brick and mortar.
No, online direct-to-consumer.
Okie doke. Question 6, and this is my favorite. How did you get into this business?
So, I don't know how long or short, which side. But the medium story, length story is I have been in the baby industry for 15 years, first in publishing, then I had my own agency where I launched a few big baby brands in the U.S. and scaled them. And then I took a 2-year hiatus because I was just feeling a little burnt out, working for, even in my own agency, your clients are your bosses in a sense. And I wanted to figure out what my next steps were, and I wanted to be, I always want to create a new category. Innovation is super important to me, and I've seen every baby product in the world, and I just wanted to create a product that would help parents find a way to massage a baby and learn about baby massage. And so I created Kahlmi, the first handheld baby massager and wellness brand.
Okie doke. Question 7. Why would customers choose you over your competition?
Well, the great thing is I don't have any competition because I'm used to creating new categories in established industries like the baby industry. And so I am, again, the first and patent pending right now. And my goal is, because also I have a lot of education, obviously it's important to sell the product, but really the mission of the company is to educate and build awareness about the science-backed evidence of baby massage so parents can begin that journey.
Okay, so just as an aside, you're not even concerned about competitors because there are none, or is it because there are none yet?
Well, as with any product, if you are, because I have created some category making, I have worked on some products that were new in their category. If you are successful, you can expect that there will be competitors. So that's kind of inevitable. But why I'm confident that they will choose my product is because I am a certified infant massage instructor, and I worked for 2 years to create the product alongside wellness and pediatric professionals. And as well as that, I have so much education and a very large community on social media, which I built while I was producing and manufacturing the product. So I feel that I have a lot of followers, a strong community, and strong education, and a really strong product that was developed in accordance with all the principles of baby anatomy and health.
Okie doke. So question 8, assuming you have one, what's the exit strategy or the long-term goal for the company?
So the long-term goal for the company is, I'm not very interested in selling my company right away and scaling it to a point and getting venture backed so I can be the first mover. And, while that might be a good strategy for just brand kind of immersion and creating a really big category quickly, I'm trying to create a sustainable brand that I will enjoy running, because I see so often with companies, everyone's always talking about the exit strategy. And for me, I really want to create something sustainable. I love innovating. I like creating new products. So I would just love to continue to run it indefinitely. And so I actually do not have an exit strategy.
That's totally cool. That's fine. But that gets us to question 9. So what are you doing to increase your business?
So we just launched shipping last month, and so there's so many things I've been, as a marketing kind of expert and former CMO, I'm always thinking about, one, innovation. So what is going to be the next product, and how can I continue to innovate in the baby space? 2, how do I align myself with the right brands and partners and people that will allow me to carry out my vision and see it through fruition. Obviously, digital marketing, continuing to grow the organic following and working with different influencers, creating very strong email programs, paid campaigns, press, public relations campaigns, and so on, and really just getting the word out. And also growing within what's been so interesting is that the health community has really embraced the product. So pediatric physical therapists and nurses are really embracing the product. So I'd love to build a channel for special needs market, because it has a lot of special needs applications for babies with cystic fibrosis, cerebral palsy, kids, children who are on the spectrum in terms of autism, ADHD. So really get into those institutional markets as well. And finally, just making sure that I'm really continuing to grow awareness through, again, more formal government funding to make baby massage classes more mandatory in hospitals, so every population has access to that kind of education.
That's thorough.
Does someone owe you money?
Do you owe someone money?
Nobody wins in court.
And everyone hates collections.
You lose time and money for missing work.
Be smart. Go online.
Get the matter settled now at onedaydecisions.com.
You fill out a form, they fill out a form.
One Day Decisions does the rest. The matter gets settled fast, and you're done. No court.
No collections.
No lawyers.
No credit damage.
No legal bills.
No staring down the other guy in court.
You could get started for free.
And you can pay what you owe on a credit card.
They get their money, you get on with your life.
And it's over. Done. Anywhere in the country.
This isn't mediation.
This isn't arbitration.
This isn't court. This is getting it settled so you both can move on with your lives.
Get it done. Get it over with.
In as little as 1 day.
One Day Decisions, the fastest way to settle without court, collections, or credit damage.
Number 10, how do you measure that marketing success?
So right now, I'm measuring it by the partnerships I'm making with other healthcare providers. I would like to, at some point get endorsed by some official organizations. Obviously, sales are right now not a measure of success, but the catalyst by which I can do more and hire more people. So that's just starting. So again, everything is focused on, selling the product, measuring how many publicity hits I get, and really trying to, I'm really focused on just awareness and making sure people understand that what the brand is about, how to use the product, and that they are, I'm getting a lot of reviews from health practitioners. So all of that to me is a sign of future success. But again, being in its infancy in terms of just launching last month for shipping, right now I'm just, everything is flying everywhere, and I'm trying to set all the processes up and making sure that that people are aware of the product and the mission.
Okay, so it sounds like you're at a very early stage, which is fine, but I'm going to guess that yes or no, question 11, are you profitable?
No.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I kind of figured.
N-O.
Yeah, I mean, you're really early, but it sounds like you're doing an awful lot to set it up. So this is good. It's good that our listeners hear that there are no overnight successes and that, yeah, you got to kind of prepare the groundwork for all these things. And boy, you sound like you're doing a lot.
I'm trying, it's like I always feel like you have to have everything firing off on every cylinder, and then maybe, a stroke of luck will happen, and then it'll become, it's all hard work meets opportunity, and but it's always a gamble.
Right. Question 12. How many employees do you have?
Right now, I'm working primarily with independent contractors.
Smart. Very good. Okay, question 13 and 14 are really two sides of the same coin. So question 13, what's been the best decision you've made so far?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. For me, the best decision so far was believing in myself, because when you're creating a product that's never existed for a category that's never been really explored, like baby massage, just launching, honestly, was the hardest part, because, I knew once I took a 2-year sabbatical. So once I decided that here's what I'm going to be doing, and really then start taking those baby steps in terms of product development, in terms of branding, drawing it out on my napkin at home, all those things that culminated finally after 2 years into a shipping. That was the best decision. Just doing it was the best decision, because even if it's whatever happens, I will feel proud that I didn't just kind of sit on it and decide to do nothing and, and just do consulting. I really wanted to take a risk and really try something that was going to be very risky, and which required a big investment that I'm all self-funded. So the best thing has been just going for it, honestly.
I can't resist. I'm going to have to ask you 13A, because I can sort of sniff it from here. But I'm going to ask you an extra question here. Did you bother with focus group, product research, or any of that kind of stuff before you did it? Or was this pretty much your vision based on your experiences and qualifications?
As a certified infant massage instructor, I had the chance to teach parents and work with them and have them try out the product. A lot of what I based my product on was also medical. There's some medical devices that respiratory therapists use and so I used a lot of that information from the vibrations and keeping everything safe and low level, because we don't want, some parents are using very heavy, like Theraguns on babies or massages that are just not appropriate for that age group at all. And so I wanted to create a baby-safe massager that would not replace hand massage, but would kind of augment and enhance that experience through a different sensory stimuli. So what I did is, yes, I worked with different families. I had them try out the Kahlmi with their babies. Vibrations, I know from experience, because I have judged baby products and I've been in the industry for as long as I can remember as a product expert, have always been super soothing to babies. Vibrations are the source of all relaxation, swings. And so I combined a lot of that experience with field research and then market research into the fact that there was no, while the massage oil business for babies, baby massage oil market was exploding, there were no other products in the space that would educate parents about the importance and the science behind this ancient practice. So I wanted to create an East meets West kind of product because, as parents, we love our gadgets. And so I found doing research that, that was going to be a nice combination and that the market was exploding because there was an interest in baby massage. It's just the actual product was quite new and innovative.
Okie doke. So then let's go to the other side. Question 14. What's been the worst decision you've made so far?
The worst decision? I mean, that I feel like only time will tell, because going forward could be the best decision and going forward could be the worst decision, because it depends. Honestly, I know I was supposed to think about this one, and I just couldn't. I mean, I haven't worked with any vendor. I'm super careful in terms of how I spend money. So there's never been a moment where I spent money and been like, oh wow, that wasn't a good idea. And no, so I honestly, I'm very cautious in how I approach things and methodical, and I try, and because I'm self-funded, I'm very, very careful with every dollar, and I want to make sure that everything, have I had experiences where maybe I was running Facebook ads too early and I don't know yet, and I wasn't maybe working with the right person, but again, it wasn't a huge mistake because I didn't, spend that much on it. So I'm just very careful. There's a lot of opportunities to spend your money, and people will tell you that you should do a Kickstarter and you should do this, and then you're spend so much money. So for me, I guess it does come down to, things, the worst decisions are usually when there's loss of money, and decisions maybe that are based, bad decisions to be strategically bad branding or something like that, and not really making your brand professional from the outset. So I can't say that I did any of those things yet. Again, I don't know what the bad decisions are going to be. It's very early. So far, the feedback has been super positive. We've had great press and Fast Company. People are really responding to what the idea behind and the mission, which is, massage your baby and try to connect with them in a world where we're just so busy and frantic, and there's just figuring out the benefits of all those connections that you're making every day. So I can't say there's been any bad decisions, because the worst thing that can happen is babies get more massages, and that wouldn't be the end of the world.
Okay, that's fine. Alrighty, so then question 15, you can kind of freeball this. Is there anything you'd like to add that I didn't ask you, or that you think that our listeners should know about?
Yeah, I think it's, again, I don't, as far as when the people listening to the show, again, it's since I am in such an early phase. So for me, it's really been about mindset. That's the big thing as an entrepreneur that I always struggle with, because one day you're going to get a big press piece and you're going to get that validation that you wanted, especially when you're innovating. And the next day someone's going to say, well, I don't understand something, the product or why, and so that's really been the big challenge for me, is having that internal validation and belief in yourself when you are creating a new category. And so as you go, sometimes, you get more validation, you win awards, you get press, but it is important to really believe in yourself, even though we all struggle with that on a daily basis, and it sounds cliche. It really was hard for me to make a decision to launch the business, because I've seen so many businesses go from great to not so great, and working with founders where I've seen people change. I've seen the business lose its core values, and that's all scary because you're like, wow, I'm really going on this big journey, and you know, and so sometimes knowing too much is almost worse because the less you know and the less you just believe in yourself, sometimes the easier that mental head space, the mental piece of the entrepreneurial journey is.
I like that. It's a tough balance to strike, especially when you get a bunch of unwanted advice from people who think they know better.
Yeah, and I get a lot of those too because I still consult, and you know, I see people who are launching products and you know, they just don't see the full picture. Maybe they haven't like fully scaled a business before, and you know, when you know everything you're involved in, and that you're going to be involved in, and if it's successful, it's going to be stressful, and if it's not successful, it's going to be stressful. So you know what you're kind of getting into. So it's scary. It's a scary proposition. It's a big commitment.
I agree. Okay, so one more time, slowly and clearly, give me the name of the business and the URL where they can find you.
The name of the business is Kahlmi, Kahlmi, and it's at kahlmi.com is my website.
Excellent. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much, Elina.
Thank you. Take care. Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.